Now we'll be talking about system of equations. Word problems often can be expressed through a system of equations, but you need just as many equations as you have variables. So let's say we have, I'll go with the standard hamburger and hot dog problem. Some kid goes to a store and buys hamburger and hot dogs. I don't know. That's the type of word problem you'll see on the SAT. So you've got 20 hamburgers and hot dogs. So you don't know how many of each there are, but there are two types. So you've got them added up. I don't know how many hot dogs. I don't know how many hamburgers, but there's 20 of them total. Now it's useful to call what you're doing. X is going to be the hot dogs. Y is going to be the hamburgers. You don't have to get real creative with it. X and Y will usually do. But it helps you keep from being mixed up if you just kind of make a note. So a hamburger costs $3 and a hot dog costs $2. So now we're going to get an amount that he spent. So he's going to spend $48. So you have one equation for money and one equation for amount. One amount plus the other amount is 20 for the total. Now we go to the money equation. $2 for hot dogs, so 2x plus 3y equals 48. The dollar sign, you don't have to have it there. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a money equation, an amount equation. If you're doing a system of equations that had weights, you might do a weight equation and an amount equation, or a rate equation and a total equation. You split them up by type, and that lets you get the system out. Now there's a couple ways of solving the system. I'm going to go with the most straightforward, which is the substitution method. You pick a variable. I'm going to go with y. Y equals negative x plus 20, because I just pull the x over, minus x. So if y is negative x plus 20, I can plug that in for y and get everything in terms of x and hopefully solve something out here. 2x plus 3 negative x plus 20 equals 48. So now we've got one equation, one variable. This is very solvable. 2x minus 3x plus 60 is 48. Quick solve, minus x, negative 12, x is 12. So we have 12 hot dogs, 8 hamburgers would be the solution to the system of equations. If you're doing it graphically, you've got one line, they add up. You've got like the x plus y equals 20 line. You've got the other one. They're going to meet at a point. The point's going to be right there where you've got 12 of one, 8 of the other. So these are just lines, and lines are curves, and they meet at a point. Chances are you won't want to do it this way, but just in case you get a situation where they're graphed out like this, yeah, you can plot them out in a graph. You can intercept the lines together. Now, the last word problem I'll be going over is the word problem for the logic problem. Logic problems are really brutal. It comes down to setting up a really good situation, kind of getting some situational awareness, setting up your kind of methods. There's no one right method, but if you can get a pattern going, usually that's a better way than trying to struggle through the hardest part of the math. So let's say you've got some sort of situation where you've got a month with 30 days. And it rained in the ratio of 3 rainy days for every 2 dry days. Now, there is a math system of equations I could run for this, but there's no need to bother. You've got 30 days. It's going to split out evenly. You can literally just start doing a pattern. Okay, I'm starting the month. Rains, it's dry. Rains, it's dry. That's 10 days. That's 20. That's 30. And that'll give you the ratio. There's 18 rainy days and 12 dry days. Maybe the question asked you, how many more, again, the word problem, more than, less than, that kind of stuff. How many more rainy days were there than dry days? Well, that's not too bad once you've got this, the pattern set up. 6. There are 6 more rainy days than dry days. Now, I don't want to bother with the math in these kind of problems. My whole strategy for these word problems is to kind of do the most straightforward way, not necessarily the single best way. So if you've got a method that works for you, if you have a strategy or a technique you like to employ, go for it. Perfect. That's a great way of doing it, if it's working. If it's not working, check with your tutor and see if you can come up with some new strategies, some new techniques. Thank you for paying attention, and good luck with your word problems.